Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show episode 299. And in this one, we will talk about the players that have gone out on loan. And obviously, we'll get into the game tomorrow, which is a massive game. I mean, like we said the other day, ideally we've got to win the game, really, especially that game coming up on Tuesday. I think if we don't win this game, I mean, I can't see us winning on Tuesday. To be quite honest with you, I think these two games they're massive, and then obviously we got Blackpool on the weekend who are struggling, which I will actually be at, and yeah, I mean, this is a massive, massive period, and there's another period that's come out which I think is massive in the season. So obviously we got Burton at home, and then this come out. We've got on the Tuesday Doncaster the rescheduled game away, and then Port Vale. Teams that are down there. That period we have to be getting as many points as possible. I mean, if we're a team that wants to be, getting the playoffs, at least we got to be winning them games. So there's massive, massive games coming up. And yeah, you don't want it to get to that last stage of the season where we've got Bolton, who you'd think would be in and around the playoff conversation like ourselves. You want it to be like the season where we got in the playoffs, but we didn't go up in terms of that game going into it. It would be good if he won, but it's not ideal because I'm telling you now, that type of game away from home where we have struggled this year on that basis as well, I wouldn't be too confident. But yeah, before we get into the game and everything else, Dad, how have you been the last few days?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Good. Big up to everyone in the chat. We'll go through the chat because the chat is coming in. Paul says, good evening all. And you, mate? Jackie says, hi, Ty Daz. I think we can beat them. Yeah, it's like I said the other day. I think it's our best opportunity in terms of the recent games to beat them. Large part of that is how they've been throughout the whole season. I know, obviously, they've done well recently. And also the fact, it's like I said the other day, they've got a bit of a points sort of gap now from the relegation. It's not too far off if teams got results, but it's more of a gap than it would have been, throughout the season for them so far. So there is that, but we have to win this game for me. I don't know. I don't know if a draw is good enough, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not too sure. In regards to that, big up to Harry. Says, evening lads, hope you're both well. Hope you smash these idiots. Good evening. Paul says in the chat, which I got into. Apparently I'm cutting in and out. Jackie says, I can hear him clearly. I'm all good from your end, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Big up to Steve. Says, evening lads, hope yous are well. Yep, we're all good, mate. Hope you're well as well. No idea how it might go tomorrow and whether Palmer and Lawrence play. Well, I did a video yesterday, obviously talking on Palmer coming in, and I said I've got a feeling he will start for this game. I've got a feeling he will be alongside Walsh. Obviously, Walsh is more of an attacking midfielder, but we've seen him in that more defensive sort of midfield role. And also the fact, Wilshere come out today and said he weren't happy with Lamine in that Swindon performance. That's why he wasn't in the lineup. Against who was it? Lincoln, and Saville and Walsh doesn't really work. I think Saville works by himself in his own role, but they don't work together. I don't like seeing Clark deeper, and people saying he was deeper against Thingy. No, he wasn't. It was Bramwell and Thingy. And yeah, I think we could see that. Obviously, it's not his main position, but he can play there. And Wilshere got asked the question, where do you see him more as? He said attacking, but he can do them defensive duties as well. So I actually think that's where we'll see him for the game tomorrow. I've got a feeling because the other stuff we've gone with, it hasn't really worked in terms of someone next to Walsh. I mean, we tried Bramwell on against Lincoln. That was probably the worst it's been in terms of a partnership. So yeah, that's how I see it. No, I know, but is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, in terms of players that have gone out on loan, obviously, we'll start off with Zach Nelson. Now, I felt this one was, inevitable, and I've said that with a lot of players when they've gone out. I said it with Ali because of his lack of game time, and I've said it quite a lot with others. But I mean, AFC Wimbledon, it could be interesting. I mean, a team that obviously, started the season really well, obviously dropped off a little bit, but still in League One, Dad. So be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah. I think, as long as they play him in play position and actually start him, it could be good for him. They've got a decent manager. You know, they're looking to push on a little bit. And yeah, we need that. He hasn't started many games this season, or he's sort of stalled a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But Wilshere also recognises that he's got the talent and that. Do you know what I mean? He's been in around the first team squad for quite a while, but he needs more minutes to kick on really, rather than bit parts and this, that, and the other. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to him. It's not too far. Um, yeah, so you should grab that, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and that's basically what Wilshere said. To be honest, he needs more minutes. And I've said it for a while now. I think he needed that loan move out because, especially with us as fans saying we need an attacking midfielder, another one on top of what we got. Obviously, Clark. I guess you could say Richards. He could play in that sort of position as well as obviously on the right, which he has. Um, and yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to get someone in. Obviously, Palmer can play there, so it's essentially an upgrade on Nelson for now. Let's not lie about it. And I felt it just needed to happen. I mean, he can still be a good player for us in the future, but yeah, it definitely needed to happen. And it's like we've said, if other players can get loaned out, then he can. And obviously, we've done comparisons to Johnson in terms of roughly being in the squad the same time throughout the Premier League as well. And Johnson has shown more. I know they're obviously different positions, but Johnson cemented that left back role right now for me. He shouldn't be getting dropped in the league games. I think he's done really well. Obviously, a lot of people have said as well, his attacking runs and the things he does in the games are really good. And I noticed that since the Exeter game, despite us losing that, I thought he was good at that. And I thought defensively the other day he was really good against Lincoln. You can't blame him for any of the goals. So yeah, it's one of them. But it's good that he's in the same league as well. That's what I'm happy to see. And I think Wimbledon will stay up. I think they'll probably finish like around about mid-table. But it'd be interesting. And I think he will start for them because when he obviously signed and all that, they were doing like his old journey and they were really happy to get him in, from what I'm seeing anyway. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on them and see how they do. Obviously, we have still got to play them away. Obviously, you won't be able to play in that, but we've still got to play them away. So that'll be interesting. And then the next one, which I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed with, Dad. And I think I know, who I'm talking about here. Ethan Archer loaned out.
Well,
Thoughts
it
on
was mentioned, you know what I mean? He's obviously got ability. I listened to his interview. He said he's seen more of Zach and he's loaning him out. He's only seen a little bit of Archer. What we've seen, obviously, we're looking to sign good players. Um, so, again, another League One team, one that's really, really struggling. And I think he will do really, really well there, I think. So that it's an interesting one. We've got a lot of left backs, left wingers, etc. at the moment. So it's going to be to the end of the season these loans anyway, aren't they? So it's not too bad. And yeah, we brought in the guy from Man City as well. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Do you know what I mean? But he'll be one that you want to be taking back because I think he'd do really well there.
Yeah, and to be fair, given by what Wilshere was saying, he had the like. It sounded like he had the opportunity to go to like League Two again, but like higher end teams. But he went to League One, and he was like fair play to him because they're a team that's struggling. You learn a lot of sort of character from that sort of team, and you will. I do think as much as they're obviously down there, they're struggling. I think they've played well in a lot of games I've watched them this year. The Cardiff game early on in the season, obviously against us, I know we were poor defensively on the two goals, but still give them credit. They have been good in a lot of games that I have watched, despite where they actually are. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. It's again similar to Nelson. I'm happy it's in this league to see what they're roughly about, just in case we don't go up. Which right now I've got to be honest, we're not consistent enough. So I'd probably say we don't right now. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, a lot of people were a bit gutted just because of his cameo. Even though he didn't score or assist against Swindon. I mean, two great crosses, like we said. Obviously, earned us a very good free kick, and he looked lively. And again, it goes also to the Nelson thing with Palmer. He can play on that left, so there's another option on that left on top of Lawrence. Obviously, Bramwell can play there. they're like the main two I look there. And then obviously Kadoa can go on there as well, but he's more of a right. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them. It's one of them. But yeah, I'm happy that it's in this league, to be honest. You know, I just think if it was somewhere else, like League Two, I just really wouldn't have would liked it, to be honest, because I want to see what it's like the step higher, you know, because we can't really say we've seen that, even though we see him against Swindon. That was a League Two side, which probably will go up maybe, but yeah, it's one of them. And in this one, I mean, might as well touch on this. I haven't actually spoke on this myself, and that is obviously Gabode going to Woking on loan now. Obviously, again, like a lot of the others, inevitable. You know, the only one I can sit here and say was above 50-50 was Archer, to be fair, on terms of the loans. But this one, I mean, I'm surprised it's maybe that low down. Obviously, they're a National League side. Obviously, Gillingham were raving very highly about him when we got him. But I've got to be honest, guys, I think this is going to be a similar situation to Pebble. We're not going to see him play again for us. I just think we're trying to, you know, sort of use him, then he get a move somewhere else. Because I've got to be honest, when I have seen him play, like, yes, people say he brings that aerial presence, you know, be good at holding up the ball. But I even go back to that under-21s game where he played against Brentford. And don't get me wrong, Brentford actually played like Carvalho in that game. He obviously got from Liverpool. They played a few players that actually play in the Prem. But he was getting bodied off the ball a bit too easy. And like I mentioned in the video yesterday, a lot of the players that played in that game, you know, except Walters, in terms of first teamers, they've all gone out on loan. I mean, we're all looking to go. Obviously, Browns, you know, Wilshere said he's open to loaning him. Obviously, Nordos has gone out on loan. Walters, you know, we don't mind him as an option. Well, me personally, but a lot of us feel we need to get another option there. So it's one of them where you look at them players that played in that as well, and they're not really in the first team now as well. So yeah, I mean, the only thing that's a bit of a surprise to me is maybe where it is. I thought maybe at least the League Two side, but yeah, I mean, this one. What do you make of this one, Dad?
Well, we haven't seen, you know, especially as soon as Wilshere come in, we didn't really see him at all. Little cameos before that looked okay. But other than that, you didn't really see anything. And he's come from League Two. You know, he's highly rated, but he's not getting the opportunity here. And again, that should be a good signing for them, definitely. And if he's got that ability, he should smash it there. And that's kind of what they're saying. So you know that's it. That's decent enough. We weren't going to use him. Obviously now we've got, you know, was it five players gone? We need to definitely be signing some more, which I know we're going to be looking to do. Obviously, you said last 10 days are the busiest ones, so I could definitely see at least 3 coming in. So yeah, it's good times, but we just need to keep the levels on the pitch.
Yeah, sorry, I was just starring Woking as one of my teams now to have a look on that, how he does there. And the others, obviously, I look at the League One games anyway, so I don't really need to. But yeah, no, yeah, I just think he's going to be one, like, in comparison to the others, like I said, I think he's going to be one that we probably won't see again. Obviously, I think we will see Nelson again, and I do think we will see Archer. I'm hopeful we will, especially if he does well for Port Vale. I think he deserves it, really. You know, given where they are in the league and obviously how they've been predominantly throughout the season. So if he can do well for them, show that he can play the level above, then I'd be looking to keep him if we don't go up, and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Harry says here, do you think Ollie Lynch will ever get a chance at Luton considering he's on Tamworth? Well, we had that stage last season, Dad, didn't we? Where he come back from Hemel, actually, and we thought, oh my God, he could actually be in the squad. I think we had striker issues as well, if I remember rightly. Obviously, Morris was playing injured throughout a bit of the season. Obviously, last game of the season, as we know. But then he went. Did he go somewhere? I can't even remember what happened to him. But yeah, he's gone to Tamworth. He was actually there till I think January, and then they extended it. I don't know, man. It all depends what we do, really. I mean, that is a big. Well, it's not a problem, but it's a problem for players like him, Gabode. You know, they're strikers. Even Nordos, I would say. You know, we've got so many strikers at the football club. It's quite evident for me that we are sort of waiting for Elijah and El Hamadi. I don't think we will get a striker, even if it is on loan. Obviously, they are back on the grass, as Wilshere loves to say. And there was good pictures of them coming out this week. El Hamidi and Elijah proper with the team, doing team stuff as well, which is great to see. So I actually think it could be soon now. I'm hopeful. It's especially Elijah, man. Like I say, I don't think he's going to be drastically better. But I think he will be better than how Wells and Yates have been. Obviously, I know Wells has improved, but I just think Elijah, when we're playing them long balls up there, Elijah's much better at holding the ball down and being able to do that. So yeah, them strikers like Gabode, let's say Nordos and him, I just don't. So we've got so many strikers, man. I just don't see where they're going to fit in. To be honest, it's a bit different with Archer and Nelson because yes, Nelson actually is a striker, but he plays more as like a cam type role. And then obviously Archer's a left-sided player predominantly, like a left midfielder, winger, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean, I just don't think he will. Unfortunately, I think there's a good player there from what I've seen. Obviously, I know it's been lower levels, but I think there is a good player. But that striker, that's the main thing where it's just hard for any of the players to come through. I mean, we were all crying out for Nordos to be given a go because of what he brings, in terms of holding up the ball and stuff like that. And he didn't even get the chance. So I just can't see it personally. And I'm sure you're the same on this, Dad.
Well, we never know, but yeah, I think he's got to be really prolific wherever he goes to try and turn that. Even though you could say that Taylor had done that and still wasn't good enough. So whoever the striking, the stats of what we're looking for sounds really strict, but then you look at it and you're like, yeah, but Yates and Wells haven't really done much. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It depends on the trajectory of us, doesn't it? If we get promoted, probably more less likely. If we stay where we are and we lose certain players, then maybe. But this is football, innit? It's tough to get in sometimes. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, I think striker in terms of our whole squad, that's the hardest to try and stake a claim in because the amount of strikers we got. So that's how I see it. I see Cornick has been loaned out to Stevenage. Will that improve them? I'm 50-50 on it because they obviously when I have watched them a few times, I watched them the other night. I mean, the draw's a good result for us. You didn't really want any team to win. Because I think if Bolton won, they would have, they'd have been further away from us, which wouldn't have been great. And if Stevenage won, they'd have went above us. So I think the draw was all right. Boring game, though. And they are sort of missing that other attacking goal scorer other than Reed. So I don't know, man. Cornick, I mean, for me, his finishing was 50-50 for us. I mean, he had great games like Millwall away, where he scored 2 great goals in that game. But then there was so many games where he'd missed like sitters and you'd be like, how's he missed that? So I'm 50-50 on whether he'll improve it or not, to be honest, because for me, he's not really a prolific goal scorer, but I think he will be able to benefit Reed because he was quite good at linking up play as well. Obviously, there was periods where like him and Collins and even him and I think it's Hilton at times, they were good at it. So I think he can be a bit more of a benefit, but I don't think it's going to be drastically, much of a change for them, to be honest. Because like I say, I was always 50-50 on him in terms of like whether he was going to actually take the chance or not. So that's how I see it. In terms of that, oh mate, that would be limbs. I think he will be back before then. I've got a feeling he will be back before that game. So yeah, we shall see. But yeah, in terms of the game tomorrow, so we travel to Plymouth Argyle, who when we went there last year, absolutely shocking. Obviously I did go to that Friday night. Oh, absolutely poor 3-1 defeat. I mean, yeah, it says a lot when Victor Moses was the best player, to be quite honest with you, for us. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. But one thing I will say, actually, before we get into the game, I nearly forgot to say it. So on Christ Makoso, actually, there's been some, obviously, comments. Obviously, there was rumours at the start of the week that he could be going back to Belgium. Obviously, we did speak on it. There goes the lawless shirt. Yep, it does what we done for the last 2 years. Goes down. I'll sort that out in a minute. So this is what Wilshere said on it. His attitude has been top, so I understand that he wants to play, but then I also understand that we have a player there that's a high value, in my opinion. If he can go out and get games, then I think that's better for us right now. So let's see what happens. So to me, that tells me he's going to go. Might be a loan, though. It could be a loan given by that. I know, obviously, he said there about, high value, but I don't know. He sort of said what he said with Ali, also what he said with Brown. I know Brown's not officially gone yet, but I do think he will get loaned out. I think we'll probably still pay his wages, annoyingly, because I don't think a lot of teams will actually go all out to pay for him right now. Right now, anyway. But yeah, he said there's similar things with him. So to me, that tells me he's going to get loaned out. It is a shame, like we said, because there is elements that he does bring that are good, but also the way Wilshere wants to play. Like we said, exactly like we said the other day, that ball playing centre back, he's not great at that. Let's be honest, for the way Wilshere wants to play. And yeah, I mean, there's obviously been issues, like we said. Obviously, the situation under Bloomfield where he turned up late. Obviously, like you said the other day, Dad, where he's obviously punished the player. I think it was against Peterborough, wasn't it? Second game of the season, I believe. There's been moments, and the only thing I will be gutted with is if Mengi's not back anytime soon, which it sounds like he could be for this game, hopefully, because I think we do need him. I worry where our pace is in the back line, to be quite honest with you, and you need at least pace somewhere. I'm not one of these that says, oh, you need it like on every player, but you need it in some games, especially a game like tomorrow for me. When you've got Talage on the form he's been on, Pebble, who has actually done not too bad for Plymouth, in my opinion, better than I thought he would anyway. So, yeah, I mean, could be a possible loan move, Dad.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I think he sort of said that he can still fight for his place, but at the moment he's not getting in, because particularly Anderson's doing really well, and that's how it is. So I think if a decent offer comes in for him, then yeah, he probably will go out on loan. And then obviously they quickly discussed Tom Holmes as well. And that wasn't even really a question. He just basically said, yeah, we'll be looking to loan him out. So he definitely won't be here in the summer. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's the right decision for me. Because, yeah, for me, what really put me off from Tom Holmes, I've got to be honest, was that Coventry game this year in the League Cup. I thought he was dreadful in that game, I've got to be honest. And it's a shame because we had a lot of second team players in that game that actually done all right. I mean, Shea actually done really well in that game. Chigoze, who's actually the reason he hasn't been in the Virtue Trophy squads, he was injured. He put a post up on his Instagram the other day. I think it might have been a story actually, and he was like, "I'm finally back" or something.
Because he was getting in and around the squad, and he's also a right back, isn't he? So
yeah, centre back and he can go on the right, I think. But yeah, he was like that next one coming through for me. Obviously we've had Johnson and Nelson, but he was like the next one for me. And I think he's played 2 games for us this year. He looked good in both of them, Coventry and I think it was the FA, maybe an FA Cup or Virtue Trophy, one or two. But either way, he looked good in it. So yeah, that's what I will say. Assume we'll be playing in orange as green is taken and we don't play well in blue. I've got a feeling we're going to play in the blue. I was trying to figure this out the other day, and the reason I say that is I believe they obviously wear green. I think I can't remember what the colour is on the kits, but yeah, I think we will wear that because obviously, like I say, we can't wear the green. And then I'm thinking they might have a bit of white on their home kit, maybe. So yeah,
so unlucky. I don't think we hardly ever win in that colour.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember you say we just don't win in it. You don't like wearing that one, like when we play in it, and yeah, to be honest, neither do I because we don't flip and win in it, like I say. So yeah, I've got a feeling it is going to be that one, unfortunately. So yeah, yeah, it's a shame with him because I thought he looked really good. Obviously, his debut, I was there, Northampton game, cleared it off the line. He actually went into right back that game, which obviously he can play there anyway, but. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because I feel there has been good elements when he has played, and yeah, man, he's a good player as well. That's very versatile in terms of options for us, which I think massively helps as well. I mean, he can even play in that CDM role, as well. So yeah, it's one of them. Oh yeah. He was awful in that game as well. Yeah, because he got sent off, didn't he? 2 yellows, yeah. And even then, I was going off about him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was shocking, absolutely shocking. But yeah, back to the Plymouth game for tomorrow. Like I say, last time went there, obviously lost 3-1. Last three games we have struggled against them, to be honest. In particular, two losses and obviously a draw. The draw, like I said the other day, it's inevitable. We're both going to go down anyway for me. So, we were inconsistent. They were awful away. And then obviously this year, I mean, it was a good game if you're neutral, but from our end, every goal was an individual mistake. And it was poor from us. I mean, we scored two penalties, which was great, Yates and Wells. But I mean, in terms of the mistakes in that game, it was poor. It was a bit weird though, because Plymouth weren't like, even though their whole season hasn't been great, that period they were on a bit of a run as well. Like they are now. Obviously, I think now's better, but it's weird. It's quite weird how they always get that building up to us. Um, but yeah, I mean, we need to improve our way form, man. If we want to, be in the playoffs, we've got to improve our way form. Like I say, for me, we have to win this game because Tuesday, again, that's another big game, 100%, and it'd be great if we won that. But for me, like I said the other day, that could be a season definer because we're both teams that are fighting for playoffs right now. You could say, oh, but I just don't think it. I just think Lincoln, they're getting results. I don't even think they've been great the last two games, but they've got 4 points. Do you know what I mean? And that's what them teams do sometimes. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll both be teams around it. Obviously, they've got Liam Manning, so that could be a vital game. And we did beat him at Kenilworth Road, which I didn't expect. So we did win last time we went there. So maybe that gives you confidence, but we have to win this game first for me. This is, I would say, our best chance to play Plymouth, like opportunity to beat them, in comparison to the last four games against them, just because, like I say, they were in the battle. Obviously, they're not far off the battle, but they've sort of extended their gap away. I believe they've only got one defeat in their last nine as well, and that was to Reading that they lost to, who have actually done all right round about the period they played us as well. So yeah, man, it's one of them where we have to turn up, man. We have to turn up. We've got to try and silence that crowd really, because I think they're gonna be up for it because they're doing a bit better now. And yeah, I mean, for the fans as well that are going. I mean, fair play to everyone that is going to that. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not going to that, but if I was, I'd probably just stay up all night, to be honest, because you got to leave well early. You might as well. But yeah, I mean, we have to do better than we've done in recent times against Plymouth. A lot of players need a better performance that didn't have a great performance in a reverse fixture, like Keeley. He can't be doing any madness in this game for me. He's been all right recently, but the last game not great. I don't want players having the same record like Holmes did against Coventry. I don't want Keeley having a bad game against Plymouth again. And other players need to perform and do better as well. Walsh needs to improve that away form. I think he's been very good at home, and arguably been our best player over a period of games at home. But he needs to be good away. The last away game, I don't feel he was great. Exeter away, um, Wells needs to carry on, try and get another goal. There's so many things we need to do in this game. There's so many players that need to be on it because I'm telling you now, if they're not, it could be long. I mean, Anderson for me, if I was Wilshere talking to Anderson for this game, so I think he starts this game, I tell him to man mark to large or pebble. They'll probably play a front two, which they have done recently. Because the pace, mate, for me, I can't see it. I can't see it. I mean, I thought Naismith done well after his dreadful start against Lincoln, but I don't think. I'm hoping Mengi's back, man. I feel we need a bit of pace for this game. I mean, Talage and Pebble, man, they're gonna cause us havoc, I believe, especially Talage, a player we should have got. To be honest, he'd have been a great option. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a difficult game, but I feel we have to try and get something out of this game. How are you feeling, Dad?
Or this is, we've said it's a good time to play and we should be, but the more I look at it, the more difficult it is. I knew they were on better form, but not as good. Um, Bloomfield, the last game they were shit housing, they won and stuff like that. But Cleverly and Wilshere have got a relationship as well. They get on. Not saying they're going to settle for anything, but it'll be a different type of game because of that. They've got some good players. That Talaj is. I think we should have signed him. I had him on one of my FIFA manager games. Great player. Um, Pebble's been kicking on. We actually let him go there as well.
Never give him a chance.
Galloway used to play for us. Yes, they lost that. Barley Mumba, who's another good player, but he's gone to Huddersfield. So we'll see him afterwards. He's a good player. I think it's going to be difficult, yeah. And I think we'll probably maybe get in the playoffs, but it's not going to be that easy. Do you know what I mean? And we're playing teams at certain times. For me, now I feel like we have got. I know you said different, but I feel we've got better chance against Huddersfield than we have against Plymouth. That's what I think. So yeah, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough.
Nah, to be fair, I actually agree with you. And the reason I say that is because the last time we went to Huddersfield, right, we actually won. Whereas the last 3 games against Plymouth, whether it's been home or away, we haven't won. We haven't won. And they're sort of, like I say, they're not far off the bottom still, but they're sort of like, there's a bit of a gap now. So they're sort of like playing. Like
I think they're 6 points off of us and 6 points off of us.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, compared to where they were.
It would be massive for them. They'll be proper going for it.
Yeah, 12:30 as well. Like,
we need to be resilient, and like you say, with the defence I've picked, which I think will happen, it's going to be tough. But you've got to go at them, and make.
We got to try and shut the crowd up.
Defend, otherwise, we're not winning the game.
Yeah, we got to try and silence the crowd. For me, I mean, we have to start well. We have to start well. And I thought, even though we lost the Exeter game last time we went to Devon, we started well. But we've got to take the chances, man. And this is where Wells has got to try and do something again for me, in terms of like another good performance. Even if he's setting up players, I couldn't care less. Just be effective. I got to be honest. Even though he's very good for us and we absolutely love him, Jordan Clark last time he went to Plymouth weren't great. I was there. He technically was one of the reasons we conceded. So he needs a big game. Hopefully Kadoa can keep up the form. It's going to be interesting to see who we play on the left. Obviously, we're getting to our lineups. But, I mean, that midfield, they need a big game. Whoever's in that more deeper role, I believe it will be the 4-2-3-1 again. Walsh and whoever, they need a massive, massive game. Especially Walsh. He needs to be better than the last time he went to Devon because he weren't great for me. Keeley needs a better game, like I said, than what he had last time we played Plymouth. Obviously, was poor in that game. And the defence, if it is Naismith and Anderson, I mean, I'd be trying to get them to man mark because, honestly, I think we're going to struggle otherwise. I really, really do, to be honest. Obviously, you would keep Johnson in. He deserves it. And, I mean, that right-hand side is going to be interesting. But we'll get into our lineup now. So do get involved in the chat in terms of your lineups as well for this game. I'll start off with my lineup for this game, like I usually do. Bear with me while I just try and get it up. But yeah, like I say, do get your lineups in as well. Right, what's it doing here? Why is it not? Oh, there we go. All right, just waiting for it to load. Right, there we go. There is my lineup for this game. So my lineup for this game is, as you can see, Keeley in goal. Like I say, he needs a big game. He needs a big game against Lincoln. Like I say, bloody hell. It's because we played Lincoln around about that period. Needs a big game against Plymouth. Huge game. Needs to be better than he was last time against them. I would actually put Walters on the right. I mean, Longwick got caught out on the second goal the other day, which is the reason I don't go with him. And Walters is a natural right back. I still think we need to get a right back, but to be fair as well, I've just thought of this now. Last time he went to Devon, he was our best player for me, Walters. So that's why I'd put him in. Left side, I would go Johnson. Like I say, that's obvious. He deserves to play. I'm hoping Mengi's back. There was comments on him saying that Mengi's close to return, having trained this week. The defender could feature, but will be checked. And most of the time when we say that, they do play. So I'm hoping because, like I say, I think Naismith and Anderson were good the other day. but we need at least one pacey player for this game with Talage and Pebble for me. Obviously, would keep Anderson in. I would bring Naismith on, if we're in a good position. But yeah, Palmer, like I've said on the video yesterday, I think he will go into that position. Walsh next to him. Like I've said, whoever else has gone next to Walsh, it hasn't worked. So that's why I'm going with that. Bramall on the left, bit of experience. I feel for Lawrence. Obviously, he's only played home games for us so far. Me personally, I feel it's a risk putting him in this game, even though he's looked good. I feel like starting him, away crowd. Do you know what I mean? I would be putting a bit of experience. Bramall, in a position where we like to see him do well. Kadoa on the right, self-explanatory for me. Clark through the middle, obviously he would be the captain for me if that's the lineup, and then Wells up front. So that's what I would go with for this game with the formation that we're likely to go with. So yeah, do let me know what you guys do think of that lineup. Would you go with the same? And then as for your lineup, Dad, let me just get it up on the screen. Right. No, wrong thing. Right. There it is. It's loading. There you go.
So Keeley, standard. Obviously, I'm keeping Johnson in. I do think Naismith and Anderson will start. I think Mengi will probably be on the bench. Probably going to stick with Longwhit there. His second half performance was good. I think he's probably more defensive than Waters, and I think we're going to need that. Walsh, can't really drop him after the last couple of performances, so he starts. I've gone Lamine. I think it might be a little. He'll go in. I can't really see Thingy starting. And I think Lawrence. We've started him in a couple. He's looked good, but we need more. Solidness and resilience for me. So I'm starting Bramall. Kadua, best player. You know what I mean? He has to start. Clark has to start, and Wells after his last couple of performances also has to start. But we'll have a strong bench as well. So if you don't start, Palmer, Lawrence, Mengi's back on the bench as well. So yeah, I can see that because Leming, his last performance weren't great, but generally he's been pretty good, and I think he would be decent in that position for us. So yeah, that's what I've gone with.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if it is that partnership. They just, if there's a game for me, they got to be on it. It's this one. Will be interesting to see if he puts Lamine back in. Obviously, like I said, he said he was disappointed with him against Swindon in the cup. And then for me, I don't like seeing Clark anywhere else. He has to be in that advanced role. I don't want to see him deeper. I don't like that. I think you're limiting him doing that, to be quite honest with you. And if you do want to put Kadoa centrally, which we have done, then I'll start Shaden Morris or someone like that because, but then you can't drop Clark. So he's got to play for me. He has to play. Him and Kadoa, they're the most two nailed on players that have to play for me right now. So that's how I see it in terms of that. But in terms of comments, they may be on a good run of form, but so are we. So it's Plymouth Argyle 2, Luton Town 3, goals galore. Says Ben. Harry says, if you go at them constantly, then you'll break them down. They crumble apart when teams have been on the front foot when they're at home this season. Yeah, exactly. We've got to start well, man. We've got to start well. And we've got to be having effort at goal. We can't be doing what we done the last time we went to Devon, and not even be having a shot on target. That's flipping awful. Absolutely awful. I agree with that. I feel like we're getting better each week, so I'm going to be positive and hopefully we'll come away with something. Yep, hopefully. Decent team pick tie, says G1. Thank you very much. Harry's gone Keeley in goal, Longwhit right back, Mengi, Anderson, Bramall on the left, Palmer and Walsh as the two, Clark, obviously as the Cam, Lawrence, Kadoa, and Wells. Yeah, it's not a bad lineup. It's not a bad lineup. I could maybe see that, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Lawrence, but like I said, I just feel it's a bit risky. But then again, I said that in the first game, didn't I? And he played him. But I think away from home is different. It's completely different for me. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Tyler. If Mengi plays, fingers crossed. Yeah, because the thing is as well, Mengi in a lot of situations, right, he'll just get rid of it. He'll just get rid of it. I'm not saying like Anderson and think he don't do that. Anderson does, and Naismith can sometimes, but I just feel like, yeah, like for example, if they get him behind us, Mengi's going to get there for me. You know, he's done that a lot this season. Stockport away. I mean, that slide tackle he done. There's obviously been a few others as well. So yeah, that's how I see it. Jackie says, like that lineup, Ty. Thank you very much. To do that. Yeah. Jackie said that. And then Jackie's score prediction is 2-1 to us, away win. Palmer to score. Could you imagine that? Oh, do you know what? I hope Palmer does something, right? Because I've got to be honest, man. I don't like. I said it yesterday. I don't like the criticism he's been receiving. Like you're on his back before he's even played. It reminds me of like so many things. I said it in a video yesterday. It reminds me of like certain West Ham fans like criticizing Callum Wilson before they signed him. Oh, he's injury prone. Oh, he's this, he's that. Now he's their best fucking striker at the club. Scored a vital goal against Tottenham. You know, and it also reminds me. I didn't say this on the video, but it makes me think now. Southampton with Nathan Jones. Just never give the guy an opportunity. You just give him a chance. He's on loan. He's on loan. Do you know what I mean? And for me, the little things, well, not little to him, but like little things that people ain't noticed. You know, he's with his family now. You know, so he's going to be even more determined. You know, they're going to be watching him play and things. And just give the geezer a fucking chance. Honestly, it's not you guys, but I'm just seeing loads of people on social media. Just his injury records. No, it's not. Played like 130 games in 4 seasons or something. Like, just give him a chance. So I hope he does something. I really do, because, you know, he's never dropped down this far as well. So you have to give the football club credit. And obviously I've been critical of like the recruitment team, and we all have. Like, let's not lie about it. But like this type of signing, this is a good signing. You know, get behind him. He's versatile. He's, you know, and also he obviously plays for Jamaica. I believe they've got World Cup qualifiers coming up, because I think they still got to try and qualify maybe or something. So he's going to be extra determined to try and, you know, stake a claim, get in their team for the World Cup as well if they qualify. You know, I know he's not at the football club anymore, but you basically said it the other day, Dad. Bell could have had a part saying this. You know, he'd have always bigged up the club, even though it's time for him to go when it was. You know, so just get behind him. Get behind him. But yeah, I hope he does score, Jackie, to be honest, or gets an assist, or just has a really good game. Really, really good game. Yeah, I know. It annoys me. Like, I always, you know, I'm skeptical of things. Like when we got Wilshere as a manager, I was a bit skeptical, but I give him a chance. And like I said on the video yesterday, I think he's done well predominantly. Obviously, the style of play, we don't, you know, think that's going to work in loads of times this season. But defensively, I think we've looked better. You know, obviously the way we get on the ball and do things is better for me. So, you know, just, yeah, it's just so annoying. Like, just, what are you basing his injury record on? And I mean, I got Lewis to have his thoughts the other day, and he said his injury record ain't that bad. He had like one injury at all, and that was like, you know, a leg injury, quad or something. And you just give the geezer a chance. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. He's never dropped this far down, you know. So credit to him. And Chris Powell, by the way, had a massive influence in this, I believe. Because obviously he had him at Charlton, you know, and obviously he got the opportunity to go to Chelsea, and the Chelsea, I think it's the youth team, maybe they like won everything. So couldn't really turn that down and things like that. So, yeah, man. I mean, I think he will be, mate. I think he will be, to be honest. I think he will be. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the bench, but I think he's proper ready to go. Wilshere sort of hinted that he's all ready to go. You know, so I think he will be on this one. So that's what I'll say on that. Paul's gone 3-2. A lot of 3-2s for this game, which is interesting. Goals galore. I mean, that would be good in a way, though. You guys saying 3-2, because that would basically be revenge on a reverse fixture. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Yep. No, I agree. I agree. I mean, yeah. I mean, Oxford, they still haven't quite got that win under him yet. I mean, hopefully for their sake, it don't take 7 wins like it did for us. Obviously, they're not really they're not losing, which is a positive, but they need to get the wins really with the position they're in. But yeah, in terms of score prediction, Dad, I mean, we struggle the last 3 games against Plymouth. Can't beat them. Can we beat them this time?
I think we'll put in a good performance. I think we need to get more signings through the door. So yeah, I think they're going to be on it. That Talage is definitely going to score against us. I can see it. Maybe even Pepperwood as well. So I'm going to go with another similar game to the Lincoln game for me. 2-2 draw.
Ooh, goals, Desmond, as they call it. As for me, we struggle against Plymouth in recent times, so I'm not confident of a win, to be honest. And I think overall in their home form, they're like 23rd, but they're picking up recently. They are picking up recently. So, yeah, 12:30 kickoff as well. We have to start well, but, mate, there's so many players that need a better performance than they had in the reverse fixture. And I think both teams are going to not be able to win the game. So, based on that, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw for us, which I would say if we were in the playoffs, it wouldn't be the worst result. But the fact we're climbing the playoffs, it's not great in terms of going into that Huddersfield game for me. Like that is a must win if we don't win this game for me. So that's how I see it. Your predictions in the chat put me on mute by accident. Wells, Kadoa, and Clark to get the goals. Who are your 2 goal scorers, Dad?
I'm going to go with Kadua and Anderson.
Oh, Anderson. I'll tell you what, if it's Anderson from a set piece corner, I can see it. Because he has actually
last game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. And also the 12:30 game where we played Peterborough, he scored in that game. So he could have a little record of that. My goal scorer for me, it's got to be Katoa or Clark. Can't really see it being anyone else, to be honest. Like nailed on. So I'll go Katoa. It's just probably going to happen, isn't it? Harry says 2-0 to us. Wells to score first. Shaden Morris to finish it off to score in the second half. That'd be nice. And Morris does do that. He does do that. And I feel you've got to start Kadoa and bring him on. Have Clark in that cam role. And Morris, he could cause havoc in this game if we're in a good position. So yeah, there we go with that. In terms of that, as for Chat GPT, actually predicted us to lose. I think that's probably the first time that's happened. 2-1 to them. Chat GPT's gone with. So hopefully that's not the case. But any final things, Dad, you want to say before?
No, I'm looking forward to the game because we have been. I think it'll be, we're starting to enjoy the football a bit more. The way we're playing and stuff, the way we're battling, and I expect more tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do win 3-2.
Well, hopefully, I'll say that'd be revenge on the other game against them. But yeah, I mean, I do think it's crazy, but like we said earlier, I do think there's more chance we win the Huddersfield game, just for the fact last time we went there and we did beat them in a reverse fixture, whereas Plymouth sort of struggle. But yeah, I mean, we got to be trying to get as many points as possible for me in these next 2 games, and then even the weekend game, Blackpool at home. I mean, they're poor, man. I've got to be honest. They're better at home, but away they're very, very poor, to be honest. So again, that's another game we've got to be looking to win. I mean, it's that sort of stage now where you don't want to be looking at the other teams. You just want to get your results. And this is a massive period. I think these 3 games, and like I said earlier, I think that period we've got Burton at home, Doncaster away, and Port Vale away. They're teams that probably be down there, especially the latter 2, obviously Doncaster and Port Vale. We've got to be trying winning them games as well. I mean, I know it's difficult playing teams at the bottom, but that's another big period. So yeah, we've got a lot of them as the season goes on. Even like with us, which I still don't think there's anything come out of it on the Virtue Trophy in terms of if we're officially back in it. And I saw like they had till 22nd, so I don't know what's going on there. But obviously they're out of the FA Cup as well, by the way. So that's literally all they could have, which is not looking likely in terms of cup competitions for them. But yeah, like I say, even that period, I think we've got Bradford at home, and then we got the trophy game, I think. Obviously, if we're in it, which is looking likely, against Plymouth as well. And then we got Cardiff away, I think it is. So, it's crazy. There's so many periods throughout this season now where like the games are massive, absolutely massive. Like usually you look at it and you go, there's like a big game in that period, and then the others you can like, probably win. But I mean, a lot of them, I'm not confident we definitely can, especially the away games if we don't improve away. But it needs to start from tomorrow for me. The away form, it needs to proper kick on from tomorrow. Because if we can do that, then I've got no reason why we won't be in the playoffs. But right now, I don't think we will. I've got to be honest, guys. So, yeah, man, we shall see. But yeah, in terms of the game tomorrow, obviously we'll be doing a watch long, back again with a watch long. So hopefully, we're getting a good result. And then we go into that Huddersfield game, which on Sunday I'll have a preview with Caden again. Obviously, we've done one in the reverse fixture, so tune into that. Then obviously we've got the Hat Show on Monday. Probably do another watch long on Tuesday for the Huddersfield game. And then the Hat Show on Friday. And on Thursday, we'll be doing a preview with Lee Charles. Again, had him on for the reverse fixture against Blackpool. And then we go into that Blackpool game, which I will be at. So if any of you are going to that and you want to do a fan cam, then obviously do let me know. Obviously, Mike will be doing one, I'm sure. Obviously, I'll do my own reaction. And there'll be a vlog which will probably come out on a Sunday. So a lot of content coming up, guys. So check all of that out. Hopefully we can get a few more signings in as well. Now we've got a bit more space, and I can obviously do more T-Boy discusses as well. And yeah, big up to everyone that checked out the video yesterday. So yeah, check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, shout out to the new subscribers over the last couple of days. And like we say, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the watch long. So big up to everyone. And yeah, if you are going, safe travels. But if you're not going and you want to see some commentary and hopefully some limbs, but can't guarantee it, probably more stress to be honest, then come over and watch us. So yeah, big up to everyone. Smash it like, all of that, subscribe, follow me across all my socials, subscribe to the extra channel. Come on, Luton. Your waveform needs to start from now. So yeah, take care. Peace.
Peace.